For Morningstar, I'm Jeremy Glazer. I'm here with Elizabeth Collins. She's our Director of Equity Research for North America. We're going to look at some prominent moat rating changes that occurred last year. Elizabeth, thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Let's start with the upgrade from narrow to wide as Mead Johnson. What prompted that change?
One thing I'd like to emphasize is the difference between our wide and narrow moat rating. For a narrow moat company, we look for companies to generate profits and keep competitors at bay for 10 years or more into the future. For wide moat companies, that hurdle is 20 years or more into the future. Well, really looking at the brand loyalty, Mead Johnson does nutrition for babies and toddlers and young kids. And once parents choose an infant formula, they're very loath to switch. And in fact, they become more of an early lifetime customer. They go through from the infant formula and then through the toddler foods. And this allows Mead Johnson to charge a very pretty premium to other offerings out there.
De La Rue is a European company that specializes in currencies, creating currencies for countries. We downgraded that moat from wide to narrow. What do we think changed in that business?
Well, a couple of things. One, we see that their customers, which are large governments, have bargaining power. If De La Rue messes up or charges too much, the governments can always insource what they had outsourced to De La Rue. They can print their own money. Literally, not just not just figuratively. Secondly, we see two secular trends that see De La Rue's competitive position potentially weakening within the next 20 years, which is why we downgraded from wide to narrow. One is that we see governments interested in more plastic money, which is introducing more competition to the money versus cotton or paper money, because plastic money is more durable. And secondly, we're going to be using less physical money in the future. So there's less of a need for printed money in the future, and that should see competitive threats as well.
Finally, another downgrade, POSCO, a South Korean steelmaker. Why do we think that this went from a rare basic materials company with a moat to one without a moat?
POSCO had great facilities. They were built by, essentially the South Korean government, and they were very efficient, low cost, and near growing markets. Now we've seen that competitors have caught up with their own efficient steel plants, and we see that the outlook for demand is not strong enough, so the cost curve is becoming less favorable, and POSCO just isn't as competitively advantaged as it once was.
Elizabeth, thanks for your take on these changes today.
You got it, Jeremy.
For Morningstar, I'm Jeremy Glazer. Thanks for watching.